Hi, my name is Marquez, founder of BSVsearch.com. In the previous video, I showed you how to create a cold wallet, sometimes called a paper wallet if it's actually printed on paper. We concluded in that video that once you have a public key or a Bitcoin address, people can pay you Bitcoin SV tokens, BSVs, to that Bitcoin address. So we're going to go back to that cold wallet, the one that we created last time, and check to see if there had been payments made to it. In this video, we're going to use the What's on Chain BSV Block Explorer. Here it is. Here's the public key. We're now viewing the transaction history of that public key. And indeed, we can see that there were 3 payments made to that Bitcoin address. Well, that was actually just me depositing a few cents to that Bitcoin address, so we can have data to use for these demonstrations. So let's pretend that this is your wallet, and looking at this, it looks like you've received 3 payments. Now, you can leave these BSVs on this cold wallet for as long as you want. As long as no one knows your private key, then your Bitcoins will be safely stored on the Bitcoin SV blockchain. But let's say now that you actually want to spend these Bitcoins. What do? We mentioned in the previous video that cold wallets or paper wallets are not connected to the internet, so you cannot actually send BSVs to anyone from these types of wallets. To be able to send BSVs, you will actually need to set up warm or hot wallets. The wallets I will be demonstrating in this video are the Electrum wallet. We will use this to activate our cold wallet, or shall we say to make our cold wallet warm. We will also use Electrum wallet to send BSVs. Then I'll show you Rockwallet. Rockwallet allows you to buy BSVs using credit cards, and it's got features that I believe are practical and useful for people wanting to receive and use BSVs for regular payments in business. And finally, I will show you Handcash, because Handcash is used by a lot of apps as a hot wallet that allows you to interact with the app that requires payments or pays you automatically without needing your active approval for each transaction. This is useful if, for example, the app is a computer game and you pay to play, or you use BSVs to buy assets within the game, or you may get BSVs as rewards. We'll go to the website electrumsv.io. This is the website. It's got an about page. It's got a page where you can download. The documentation is there. And if you need support, it's here. Now let's click on the download link, and this is what we see. We can download different versions. There's Mac OS, there's Windows, there's a portable executable for Windows, which is something of which I am a fan, because what you can do with these is that you can just basically store these executable files on a USB stick, and you can run it on any computer without having to install it on that Windows computer. So I'll download the portable.exe file. Now let's check out the documentation. This is the documentation. There's a guide on how to create a wallet, create an account, receive payments, various topics there that you can read about. Alright, so now that I've downloaded the file on my computer, I can see it on my Windows File Explorer, Electrum SV, portable.exe. So I'm going to double click on that to run it. It pops up with a window introducing itself. Electrum SV is a lightweight SPV wallet for Bitcoin SV. Let's just click next. We're faced with an option here. Do we open another wallet or create a new wallet? But of course we don't have any wallets yet, so we're just going to create a new wallet by clicking on this button here. And we can see that it says enter a new wallet file name. So we're just going to create a new file name. In this case, I'm going to create a folder first, call it Electrum Wallet. I'll name it Electrum Wallet for testing. and make up a password. So it's opened up the wallet file, it seems, because now we've got a file name loaded here. It says Electrum wallet for testing, which is what we named our wallet. So let's just going to create an account. On this pop-up window, we can see that we've got 4 options, 4 account type options. One is the standard, second one is multi-signature, and the third option is to import from text, which is a seed phrase, a public key, private key, or addresses. We can also import hardware wallet. On this import account from text window, you can see that there are different options that you can use to import a key. There's Electrum old style seed words, there's Electrum seed words, BIP39 seed words, extended private keys, extended public key, addresses, and private keys. Now we're going to use private keys because that's the one we have when we generated our cold wallet in the previous video. So I'm going to choose private key. I'm going to paste the private key here. It asks us to type our password. So it is important to have that password with you because you will need it for when you need to operate your wallet. So it looks like it's created it now. We can see here it says imported private keys. And we've got an information warning here saying back up your wallet. Now if we click on the keys tab, we can see the balance of what was our cold wallet, which is 0.00142893. So that's a check that we can do to ensure that we have now activated our cold wallet to a warm wallet. If we click on the history tab, it shows us the transaction history of that wallet as well. Now, if you click on the Send tab, this is the tab that we will use to pay or transfer BSVs to another address. We can see 3 fields. The first one is Pay To, so that would be a public address, a public key, where you want to transfer or send BSVs to. The second field is the amount, so how many BSVs you wish to send. There's a button there. If you click max, it means maximum, so that you're asking the wallet to transfer everything you've got in this wallet to another address. The third field is a description field. You can use this to type notes to remind yourself the purpose of this transaction. It helps when you're reconciling transactions. There's also a Receive tab, but we will skip that for now. Now I'm going to log out of this account to see how it would work if we can reopen it again. So I'm going to go back to run Electrum SV. So I'll double click that portable executable file again. Now this time around, it detects now that we have an Electrum SV wallet. It shows us a list of recently opened wallets, so we can see the last one that we've just created. And when you open it, it will ask you for the password that you've used to create it. So here we go. We've opened the wallet now. We're now interested in finding a way to send BSVs. So we're going to go to the Send tab, and we're going to paste here the public key, the Bitcoin address where we want to transfer BSVs to. We type in the amount that we want to transfer or send. And I'm going to put a note here to say pay or transfer half of funds to a supplier, a business partner, and so on, and click on Send. It pops up with a pop-up window. The next pop-up window comes up with a confirmation showing you the amount you're wanting to send, so the cost of miners to process your transaction, and you type in your wallet password, you press OK. And here you go, you get an information showing you what you can think of as a receipt number, which is the hash number. Press OK, and then you can see now, when you go to transactions, instead of there being 3 transactions, you now see a 4th one. And the 4th one says it is unconfirmed. It shows the description that you've used before. It is the correct amount that you wanted to transfer. And now the balance that you've got on this wallet. What I want to show you next is to check this transaction on a block explorer. So we're going to click here, and now we can see the transaction ID. We're going to copy this to our clipboard, and we're going to go to whatsonchain.com and paste that transaction hash on the search window right here. And here it is. Here's its details. It is showing that it is currently unconfirmed. Now, let's go to the other wallet that we sent the transaction to. It's going to be using a different wallet, so it looks a bit different to Electrum SV. This is actually Rockwallet, which is a wallet that I'll be showing you in the next part of this video. Now, the Bitcoin address that we transfer the BSV to is that BSV wallet right here. So let's say this is the wallet of the person that you're transferring your money to. Let's call this the recipient wallet, because it's the wallet that's receiving the BSVs. If we click on that wallet, the BSV wallet, you can see that there is a transaction pending. Now, we've waited a few minutes and the transaction has gone through. So the recipient wallet will see this. It will see that there's a transaction that's been received, and it can see that it's already been confirmed 3 times. It's got the details of the transaction there. The transaction has been included in block number 780833 in the blockchain, and it's been confirmed 3 times by the Bitcoin network already. Now, if we go then to what's on chain and update that, we can see that it's no longer showing as unconfirmed. It is now confirmed. We've now gone through the most essential and most important things that we need to be able to do in Electrum SV. But before we leave Electrum SV to have a look at Rockwallet, let's just have a look at an interesting feature that we've just seen, which is the multi-signature wallet feature. In this video, we don't have time to have a look at multi-signature wallets in depth, but we're just going to have a quick look because it is a very important feature for wallet security, and it could also have lots of practical business applications for which might be useful for you in the future. Let's create a wallet named Third Test Multisig, and we're going to open that wallet, and we're going to add an account, and we're going to choose multi-signature. Now, what does it have here? We see there are 2 options, co-signers and signatures. So at the top it's saying from 2 co-signers requiring 2 signatures. So what this means is that, do you want every transaction to be signed by at least 2 of the 2 co-signers? And it looks like you can change this. So you can have, for example, 3 co-signers requiring 2 signatures. So every transaction must be signed by at least 2 of 3 co-signers. And here you can have 5 co-signers requiring 2 signatures. You can have 6, 7, and a maximum of about 15 co-signers and 15 signatories. So let's just have a look at a basic one. Let's take a look at us requiring every transaction to be signed by at least 3 of the 3 co-signers. So let's choose that. Let's click next. And what we see here is basically we need to put co-signer details of these 3 co-signers. And it's got fields which are master public key. I think it's got options there. You can add a name, so it could be a name of a person or a bank, your lawyer, your accountant. That could be the first signatory. The next one would be you, and the third one will be the beneficiary or the recipient, and that could be whoever you're paying. So basically what this is useful for, you can set up a wallet like this so that every transaction is only approved if you approve, if the recipient approves, and if your accountant, lawyer, bank, brother, sister, parents, if they would sign. So have a think about that, because I think it has a lot of practical applications for transactions that take place every day in business and in everyday life. We're now going to take a look at Rockwallet. We will be using the Android version. So here I am showing you the screen of an Android phone. I'm going to go to Google Play Store. I'm going to search for Rockwallet, and you'll recognize it with that logo. So you can click on that. The first time you'll see it, it'll ask you to install it. Just click the install button, and once it is installed, it's going to look like this when you go back to Google Play Store. It will have an open button, and when you click open, I remember when I first ran it, I think it asks to do KYC, know your customer. What that means is that before it deals with you, it needs you to identify yourself. And that's basically involving me having to upload a passport or my driver's license or identity card. The whole thing probably just takes under 5 minutes, you know, just reading everything, especially if it's your first time. You're reading everything to make sure you're not going to make a mistake. And the check itself just took no longer than about 10 minutes wait. And then I got a confirmation of the result. So the KYC process happens pretty quickly. And when it's done, I basically did some test transactions. As you can see here, there's already balances on these wallets, because I was using this wallet to do some tests before I can demonstrate it to you. So I'm going to take you around this wallet, and on the profile page you'll see this. You'll see the email address attached to this wallet, and you can see your limits based on the type of KYC you've done. So in this case, I can buy about 500 USDs worth of BSVs if I wanted to. You can click on payment method, you can add your credit card details, you have options for security settings, you have an option for enable fingerprint authentication, you can update your PIN here, and you can check your recovery phrase. This is very important. Recovery phrase is like your private key. This wallet works with recovery phrases instead of giving you the private keys of each wallet. So instead of remembering numbers and letters, you just remember 12 seed words that are used to generate the public key and the private keys of the wallets you use, of the Bitcoin BSV addresses that you will use with this wallet. So it is very important not to lose your recovery phrase. There's about 12 words, and you need to write them down somewhere with the correct order, because you will need that if you need to restore your wallet and access your funds. Let's go back to the BSV wallet. So it shows you your activity, and if you click open the details of one of these activities, you can see all this information: the date and the time of the transaction, the Bitcoin address where the funds were sent to. In this particular case, in this particular example, we're looking at a transaction where we sent money to a specific address. So here we see the date and the time of the transaction, the destination address, the network fee, the transaction ID, how many times that transaction has been confirmed in the network, the block in which that transaction has been included, and the exchange rate when that BSV was sent. This is very useful when you're reporting your transactions for business purposes. Another neat feature here is the memo option, where you can add notes to transactions, and this helps remind you of what these transactions are about. Again, it is very helpful when you're trying to reconcile these for reporting purposes. In this particular case, you can basically just type the details of the transaction here. I'm going to show you the swap option as well. In this wallet, we've got $5 worth of Ethereum and we've got 93 cents worth of BSVs. Let's presume that we want to convert Ethereums to BSVs. So here we've got a swap button. We basically go there, type the BSVs that we want to transfer, and here we expect to be able to get 4.69 worth of BSVs if we want to continue and go ahead with that transaction. Now, I'll show you this receive button as well. If you want to request to be paid, you click on the receive button, this will pop up, and as you can see, you can basically show this to the person either in front of you or on a screen. If you're communicating via computers, the person can just simply scan this QR code with their phone to transfer funds to you. One feature that this has is it allows you to request an amount, and as you can see, as we type, it also updates the QR code. I'll just take you through the More menu. Here it's basically got these options: scan QR code, feedback, support, review, about, preferences, security settings, and export transaction history to CSV. Here you got options to modify the currency in which your coins are valued. So currently we're using US dollars, but there's many options depending on where you are and depending on which currency you deal with. On the Preferences tab, there's the BSV menu, BTC menu, BCH menu. Since we're only concerned with BSV, let's click on BSV menu, and here we can see Sweep Wallet and Sync Blockchain. Now, Sweep Wallet is very useful when you have a cold wallet and you need to import it. You need to import that balance to your Rockwallet so that you can actually transfer or spend it using Rockwallet. Now we're going to test that now. We're going to Sweep Wallet. We scan the private key. Now let's just quickly check at how our wallet sweeping activity is going. We've asked Rockwallet to sweep the balance of a cold wallet. We've entered the private key and it's still not going on. So I've made several attempts to do this and I keep getting the same result. It just seems to be stuck and it's not really doing anything. So I think there might be a bug. I don't think we can successfully sweep a wallet for this demonstration. I'm going to take you through now a very important feature that I think is very useful for business or for just everyday things if you're going to transact a lot with BSVs. And between the three wallets that we're looking at in this video, Rockwallet is the only one that has this. It allows you to export transaction details to CSV. You can then open that up in Excel or Google Sheets to manipulate it as a spreadsheet that you need to use to report your business activities. So I'm going to show you how it works. You just go to this option, choose Export Transaction History to CSV. It will ask you to export it. I'm going to send it by email. So it basically attaches a CSV file to the email. And when I go to my email and open the CSV file in Excel, save it as an Excel spreadsheet, this is how it looks like. You've got your currency here, the currencies you're dealing with, the timestamp. So that's the date and the time of when these transactions have taken place. You've got the transaction hash, and it tells you whether this transaction is you receiving or you sending, the address from which it was sent to or received, and there's recipient address. You've got the amount of the coins that you've sent, and it shows you the fees. So that way you can calculate how much you are losing on fees. And remember the memo that I've showed you, where you can actually insert text to give yourself hints as to what each of these transactions are. This is where it is. So I just wanted to show you this because for businesses who want to get serious about using BSVs, this is a very helpful tool, a very helpful feature that Rockwallet has gotten right, in my opinion. Now, the third and final wallet we're going to cover in this video is Handcash. So I'm going to use the Android version of Handcash. Let's go to Google Play Store. Let's search for Handcash Wallet, and you can recognize it with this logo. It will say install, so you install it. And in my case, since I've already done that, it just has an open button. So I'm going to click on the open button to launch Handcash, and Handcash looks like this. I've got a balance of $1 worth of BSVs, which is 0.0239. It shows me my transaction activities. This is basically your details. You can check your daily limits, your top-up limits. You can edit your email address and your phone number. You can modify your biometric lock. And if you need to scan a QR code to make a payment, you can use that. You can just scan the QR code. You type in the amount that you wish to send. Here are the options to add BSVs. You can deposit to your BSV address from another wallet. You can top up using a credit card and debit card normally, but at the moment this feature is not working. The thing with Handcash is that instead of using addresses, you have the option of actually using usernames. I think they call it Handcash handles. They're recognizable because the usernames are preceded with a dollar symbol. Here it's quite simple. You can see add money and send money. So if you're going to send money, you click that button, you scan the QR code, you type the amount that you wish to send in your default currency, which is in this case US dollars. You can also add a note to remind you what this transaction is about, and click send. And when it's a success, you will see the screen. Currently with Handcash, you cannot buy BSVs using credit cards, but they're working on fixing that. For now, however, if you wish to use it, then you can send BSVs from a different wallet to a Handcash wallet. And to find out the Bitcoin address of the Handcash wallet, you go here, and this is where you see the Bitcoin address. If you're using another wallet, like Rockwallet for example, you can also scan the QR code, so you don't have to cut and paste that long string of characters. Now, what makes Handcash different to the other two wallets that we've looked at is I'd classify it more as a hot wallet, and the reason is it connects to apps, and these apps will use your Handcash wallet to transact automatically depending on what that app does. So I'll show you what I mean. If we click on apps, it shows you first the list of apps that is already set up in your wallet. So in my case, I've been looking around at these apps. The apps here are LaMint, you have Pay Pistol, you have Pay Circles, you have RareGeneration, and this is an app for musicians and independent labels. They allow you to upload your music on the blockchain and monetize it. There is also another app called Streamable FM, and you can think of it as like the Spotify that accesses the music that's been uploaded via RareGeneration. So these two apps are quite interesting for musicians and people in the music industry. Real World Podcasts will cover that later on. SLictionary is like a dictionary, but the words are defined by its users. If you are an expert at something, then you can define a word here. And if your definition of that word is chosen by SLictionary as the definition of that word, then you get paid in BSVs. Web3blogs.com, I haven't looked too in depth. As the name suggests, it's got something to do with blogs. So I encourage you to experiment with that. I've been looking at these, but there is a full list of all apps that can be integrated with Handcash. So if you click on Open the App Gallery, we will go through these apps individually. I'll just introduce you to them. I will not go in depth on every single one. I'll just run them past you to give you an introduction of what types of apps are available. So the first one is Pay Pistol. What Pay Pistol does is that it allows you to pay simultaneously a list of Bitcoin addresses or Handcash handles. And this makes it easier when you need to pay a lot of people at the same time. Next is Boardz. If you're familiar with forums, Boardz is like that, but it integrates Bitcoin so that participants can actually be rewarded in Bitcoin. You also have BSV 2048. It's a puzzle game. You have Bitchat Nitro. I haven't tried it yet, but it says it's a real-time chat over Bitcoin. And then you have real-world podcasts. It basically pays podcasters, or it allows you as a podcaster to monetize your podcasts. You have LaMint. It allows you to monetize your content. You have Take It, which are NFT drops with a twist. I haven't used it myself, but it's got something to do with NFTs, so if you're into that, try it. You have DXS. It allows you to trade crypto and stocks with leverage. You've got Haste Arcade. Looks like computer games. Peer Game is another one. Pow Chess for those who are into chess. Duro Dogs. Tipstampers.com. Coin Survey. It allows you to create surveys and quizzes with rewards, probably to encourage people to participate in these quizzes and surveys. You've got Space Hunter, so that's a computer game. Legends of Uzarn, don't know if I pronounced that right. The Morning Run. From the description, it looks like it could be about news. Run on BSV, it's a game. Windbell. You've got Madame Tulip Live. They provide spiritual guidance on demand using an app, and you pay in BSVs, from what I understand. You've also got ForeverRealm, not quite sure what that is. Handcash Telegram bot, so that's Handcash interfacing with Telegram. If you're a Telegram user, Called It is an app for predicting weekly winners in NFL, NBA, and EPL. You've got Pearsend, Time to Party, Clappy Button, Tonic Pow. This one allows you to share links and earn Bitcoin. Britevue, that looks like a review platform. And you can see here that Handcash is encouraging developers to integrate Handcash to their apps. They provide SDKs, software development kits, that you can use to do that if you're in that business. So compared with the other two wallets that we've seen, Electrum SV and Rockwallet, this is the strength, or at least what's making Handcash unique. So we've just gone through 3 hot or warm wallets for BSV. We've looked at Electrum SV, Rockwallet, and Handcash. And all 3 of them can send and transfer BSVs to another Bitcoin address. The Electrum SV can activate cold wallet to a warm wallet. And it also provides multi-signature wallets, which perhaps is something that we can explore in a future video. But one thing you cannot do with Electrum SV wallet is you cannot buy BSVs using a credit card. Now with Rockwallet, you can buy BSVs using credit card. We also saw that with Rockwallet you can export transaction history to CSV, and from there you can import it in Excel or any of the open spreadsheets by Google, for example, and you use that to report your business activities. One technical issue that we found with Rockwallet was that when we tried to activate a cold wallet to a warm wallet, it didn't sort of finish the task. You can probably test it in a couple of months and see if that's been resolved. And then we looked at Handcash. It is integrated to many BSV apps and websites as a hot wallet, but it is lacking 2 things at the moment. It cannot activate a cold wallet to a warm wallet, and it cannot buy BSVs using a credit card. So for the moment, it relies on you transferring BSVs from another wallet to a Handcash wallet so that you can start using your BSVs. I hope you enjoyed this video and that you are now in a position to be able to receive Bitcoins as well as send them using the different types of wallets that we've covered in these last 2 videos. Please subscribe to this channel so you can be notified of our future videos exploring everything about Bitcoin SV. And if there is a wallet that you really like using, please reply to this video to let us know which wallet it is and why you love it so much. Until next time, bye.